Hello, poetry lovers. Welcome to Grammar and Writing Academy, your destination for mastering English. Today, we're delving into a thought-provoking piece of poetry by Linda Hogan titled Predators. Linda's writing often addresses topics such as the environment and Native American history. An activist and educator, Hogan has been a featured speaker at numerous international conferences and events on the environment and literature. She lives in the Colorado mountains and is currently the Chickasaw Nation's writer-in-residence. This poem invites us to explore the natural world, examining the details and sometimes unsettling relationship between predator and prey. Through vivid imagery and deep reflections, Hogan challenges us to think about survival, balance, and our own role within nature's cycles. Let's take a closer look at this powerful work and uncover its rich layers of meaning. Exploration of predation. The title Predators immediately sets the focus on creatures that hunt and kill to survive. Hogan does not portray predators as animals that causes harm or evil. Instead, she presents their actions as a necessary and natural part of the ecosystem. This approach emphasizes the balance inherent in nature. Each act of predation supports the continuation of life, even as it takes life away. By examining this harsh reality, Hogan prompts readers to confront the duality of life and death in the natural order. Hogan uses evocative imagery to draw readers into the experience of predation. Predators are symbolic of raw instinct and the forces of nature that are beyond human control or morality. The prey, in turn, represents vulnerability and sacrifice, emphasizing the connection between hunter and hunted. Background habitat loss is a major threat to wildlife in the United States. As people use more land and alter natural environments, wild animals are forced to move into places where people and domestic animals live. Foxes are one type of wild animal that has been seen in residential neighborhoods in increasing numbers. The female fox is called a vixen. Themes 1. Survival and necessity. Predation is framed as an essential aspect of survival, a cycle that continues the ecosystem. This perspective challenges readers to see beyond human-imposed notions of good and evil. Second, interconnections of life. Hogan highlights how every action, no matter how violent, contributes to a greater balance. The predator's survival depends on the prey, and in turn, the predator's existence shapes the environment. 3. Humanity's role in nature. The poem invites readers to reflect on their place in the natural world. Humans, too, are predators, but their actions often prevent rather than sustain balance, raising questions about responsibility and coexistence. Connection to broader ecological concerns. Beyond describing the predator-prey relationship, Hogan subtly critiques humanity's disconnection from the natural world. Unlike animals that act out of instinct and necessity, human predation, through environmental destruction, often goes beyond survival, disrupting ecosystems. This implicit critique encourages readers to reflect on their impact and the need to live more harmoniously with nature. Conclusion Predators by Linda Hogan is a thoughtful and different exploration of the natural world's cycles of survival and death. The poem serves as both a meditation on nature's balance and a subtle call to re-examine humanity's relationship with the environment, urging respect and awareness for the fragile systems that sustain all living beings. Now, let's have a summary with some questions and answers to have better understanding. A summary. Predators is a poem by Linda Hogan. The speaker thinks about the contact between wild and domestic animals. The speaker is working in the garden and thinking about what the land was like before she came there. The speaker explores how a wild fox comes near and how it behaves toward the speaker's cat and dogs. The speaker imagines how the animals feel about sharing the same space by describing their thoughts and behaviors toward one another. Questions and answers. 1. What is the setting of the poem? The setting is the speaker's garden. 2. According to the speaker, how does the fox react to the cat and dogs? The fox reacts to them with acceptance that the cat and dogs rule this place. 3. What are the vixens doing at the end of the poem? The vixens are devouring a small animal. 4. Which creatures in the poem are domesticated? They're the speaker, the feline, and the dogs. 5. What is the major theme of the poem? It is the relation between the natural world and the civilized world. 6. What is the major threat to wildlife in the United States? It's the loss of the animal's habitat. 7. Why might the speaker say dogs don't understand wild nature? Dogs have been domesticated, so they wouldn't be able to understand why wild animals behave the way they do. 8. What does the speaker observe in the poem? The speaker observes both wild and tame animals and how they interact with each other. 9. Which word does the poet use to create a powerful mental image of the garden being completely overtaken by herbs? Explain. The poet uses the word swells, which is an example of figurative language. The literal meaning of this word is to grow in size, but the poet wants you to imagine the herbs filling and practically bursting out of the garden. 10. What is the conflict in the poem? The conflict arises due to the big difference between wild and tamed animals. What figurative languages do you have in the following sentences? 11. In Sun, the fox bows to my feline and her good dog friends. It is a personification. The poet personifies the fox as a person who can bow to the poet's cat. 12. In the trust that many tales spun, it is a metaphor. The poet compares the tales or stories to something that can spin or revolve around another thing. 13. My feline and her good dog friends who rule this land. It is a personification. The poet personifies her cat and dogs as kings and queens who rule the area where they live. Thanks for being a member in Grammar and Writing Academy, your destination for mastering English. Don't forget that your support means a lot to us. Like, share, and subscribe for more awesome English adventures. See you soon. Goodbye.